You're now watching The Wash Daily. Today in news, Scotland gets its first ever cannabis farm. It's going to be a huge farm. They're going to grow a ton of cannabis there, and the idea is they're going to be making a lot of oil. Now, over in the UK, there's not a lot of cannabis legally available. In places like Ireland, they don't have enough cannabis for their medicinal patients. What they've had to do is have a courier bring it over, which is pretty crazy. But now what they're doing is growing their own cannabis finally, and Scotland's going to be the first ones to do it. I would assume that market's going to be very big. A lot of folks in Scotland are cannabis users, and that's great news for them. Also today in news, Rev Clinics was suing the city of Cambridge because Cambridge decided for 2 years they wanted to only put people in business that were part of the economic empowerment program, folks who were suffering poverty, and they wanted to have more women and folks of color in charge of these cannabis shops. So Rev Clinics was suing them. Now that decision by the judge who said the city of Cambridge is allowed to deny applicants who aren't part of the city's economic empowerment program. It's been a long time coming for a lot of these folks who have been working really hard to get their businesses going, so it's good that things are moving in the right direction. That's great news for the small businesses who are trying to get into the cannabis business. Also today in news, there's a story on the emerging craft cannabis market and how it's differentiated from the giant corporate cannabis market. Giant Agri has done a very bad job of making good food, and no one really wants to smoke Roundup Ready cannabis. Whereas, and a lot like the beer companies, I know Budweiser is having a hard time, the larger beer companies are having a hard time competing with the craft beer companies, because what people are realizing is that when things are made on a smaller scale, they're better. With cannabis, there's a lot of strains that aren't very lucrative for the big growers to make. They don't either yield a lot or they take a long time, but these strains are very important. So with cannabis, especially for medicinal cannabis, a big part of it is the entourage effect. Having a variety of cannabis in the market is very important. It doesn't seem like giant cannabis can ever really take the part of small cannabis. And what it really comes down to is seed genetics. For this reason, there's a lot of people who are focused on seeds and providing good seeds with good genetics. So that's probably one of the most overlooked and important aspects to growing good cannabis. As scientists are able to study cannabis, what they're finding is that cannabis is very effective for treating pain. It might even be 30 times as effective as aspirin without hurting your body. It doesn't hurt your kidneys and your liver. It doesn't hurt your stomach lining. It's a very, very safe way to treat many, many issues. Thanks for watching The Wash Daily.